A lazy employee walked into the break room and declared, "Since I have kids, I should get extra vacation days, more than everyone else." When HR denied his request, he scoffed. "So you're saying you hate parents?" I smiled, held up the company policy, and said, "No, we're saying you already used up your days, and took 3 extra without permission." It was a typical Monday morning in our Denver office. I was sipping my coffee in the break room when Dave, a coworker known for his laziness, walked in. Without any prompting, he declared, "Since I have kids, I should get extra vacation days, more than everyone else." The room fell silent. Dave had a reputation for being lazy and often tried to manipulate situations to his advantage. This latest proclamation was just another example of his audacity. Later that day, Dave marched into the HR office, demanding additional vacation days due to his parental status. Our HR manager, Lisa, calmly explained that our company policy did not grant extra PTO based on parental status. Dave scoffed and retorted, "So you're saying you hate parents?" Lisa, unfazed, pulled out the company policy document and pointed out that Dave had already used up his allotted vacation days and had taken 3 extra without permission. She informed him that any further unauthorized absences could lead to disciplinary action. Dave didn't take the news well. He began spreading rumors around the office, claiming that the company was discriminating against parents. He even tried to rally other parents to his cause, but most saw through his antics. Meanwhile, I decided to document Dave's behavior. I collected emails, noted instances where he shirked responsibilities, and gathered statements from colleagues who had to cover for him during his unauthorized absences. Armed with evidence, I scheduled a meeting with Lisa. I presented the documentation, highlighting how Dave's actions were affecting team morale and productivity. Lisa thanked me and assured me that the matter would be handled appropriately. A few days later, Dave was called into a meeting with HR and our department head. He was given a formal warning and was required to undergo additional training on company policies. Furthermore, his future vacation requests would be subject to stricter scrutiny. Dave's behavior improved marginally after the intervention. He stopped making outrageous demands and focused more on his work. The office atmosphere became more positive, and team collaboration improved. While Dave never apologized for his actions, the experience served as a reminder of the importance of standing up for fairness and holding individuals accountable. In the end, the situation reinforced the value of clear policies and the need for consistent enforcement. It also highlighted the importance of documenting issues and addressing them through the proper channels. By taking a stand, we ensured a more equitable workplace for everyone. It didn't stop there. After the HR meeting, Dave kept his head down for about a week. Just long enough for people to think maybe he got the message. But then things started to get weird. Small stuff at first. My coffee mug disappeared. Someone erased data off my shared drive. My chair height was messed with every morning. Petty, childish things. I didn't say anything. I just started writing it all down. I knew Dave was behind it. He was the only one who had a reason to be that passive-aggressive. No one else cared that much about my existence at work. Then he stepped it up. One morning I came into the office and Lisa, the HR manager, called me in. She looked uncomfortable. "Hey, can we talk real quick?" She shut the door behind us and held up a printed email. It was a formal complaint. Against me. Someone accused me of creating a hostile work environment. The email claimed I bullied coworkers, micromanaged tasks, and intentionally humiliated team members in meetings. The problem was, none of that was true. I asked to see who sent it, and of course, she said it was confidential. But I knew. It had Dave's greasy little fingerprints all over it. I was pissed, but I kept it calm. I asked Lisa if she could compare that writing style with other emails he's sent. I asked her to pull our team chat logs. I said I had nothing to hide. She said she'd take it under review. I walked out of her office, and there he was. Dave, standing by the copier with this smug half-smile on his face. Like a kid who just got away with lying to the teacher. He looked right at me and said, "Some people just can't handle criticism." That was it. I was done playing nice. That night, I didn't go home right after work. I stayed late. I pulled every documented incident I had. Every email, every passive-aggressive comment, every time he left early without telling anyone. I made a full timeline. I included my own records of the missing files and suspicious tech issues. I even pulled up an old security log showing that someone used their access card to swipe into my office at 7 a.m. the day my computer was wiped. Only a handful of people had that kind of access. Dave was one of them. But here's the twist: I didn't go to HR this time. I went to the company's legal team. See, what Dave didn't know was that his 3 unauthorized vacation days had been flagged for potential FMLA fraud. Legal was already sniffing around. They thought he forged a doctor's note. I added fuel to that fire. 2 days later, Dave didn't come to work. The rumor was he was suspended. No one said anything directly, but the office buzzed with energy. It was like the air got a little cleaner. But that wasn't the end. That afternoon, someone tried to access my personal cloud account using my work laptop. I got the alert on my phone while I was in a meeting. Whoever it was had admin privileges. That was when I realized I was dealing with someone way more desperate than I thought. And I wasn't about to back down. The next morning, security stopped me at the front desk. "We need to check your bag," one of them said, looking uncomfortable. I blinked. "What? Why?" "Just a routine request," the guard mumbled, clearly not used to this. He pulled out a small envelope from under the front counter. "This was found in the IT server room. It had your name on it." Inside the envelope was a flash drive. No note. Just the drive. I hadn't been near the server room in weeks. I told them that. I asked what was on it. They wouldn't say, but I saw it in their eyes, something bad. I handed over my own laptop and phone voluntarily. Told them to check everything. I had nothing to hide. That bought me time. A friend of mine in IT, let's call him Nate, texted me later that day. Just 5 words. "You need to see this." I met him in the back hallway where no one ever goes, near the emergency exit by the old conference room. "It's fake," Nate said. "Someone planted files on that flash drive. They're trying to frame you. HR thinks it might be connected to the harassment complaint." "What kind of files?" I asked. He hesitated. "Illegal stuff. Real serious. If they didn't already know your digital footprint didn't match, you'd be in handcuffs by now." I felt cold. My heart started racing. This wasn't just about PTO anymore. This was someone trying to ruin my life. Nate handed me a printed timestamp log from the server access records. A login ID had entered the server room the night before, and it wasn't mine. It was Dave's. And not just that, he used a generic admin ID. One that ID had decommissioned months ago. Someone must have reactivated it from inside. Only a few people had that power. I had a pretty good idea who. But I needed proof that stuck. Legal-level proof. So I didn't confront him. Not yet. Instead, I reached out to my old college buddy Sarah. She was a digital forensics consultant out in Boulder. I sent her everything. Logs, screenshots, the full mess. She told me to sit tight. She'd start digging. A few days went by. Dave showed back up at the office like nothing happened. He smiled at me when we passed in the hallway. Not the smug kind this time, the creepy. "I know something you don't" kind. Like he was daring me to say something. That same week, a few more rumors started flying. This time about me having anger issues. Someone claimed I slammed a chair in a meeting. Said I threatened a coworker. Total lies. But I saw the look in Lisa's eyes. HR was starting to feel the pressure. I went to Sarah again. She sent me a voice clip and a transcription. It was audio from a call she recovered from a cloud backup Dave didn't know was syncing in the background. He'd used a private messaging app to talk to someone, probably a friend helping him from the outside. In the clip, he said the words I'd been waiting for. "If they push me again, I'll just burn them down. I've already set it up. Everything points to him." I handed that to legal. This wasn't just a work feud anymore. This was a setup. A trap. And Dave? He was about to find out exactly how much damage a quiet, boring office guy like me could do when cornered. Sarah didn't stop there. She found deleted files, backlogged metadata, login footprints, and most importantly, a second user on the admin account Dave used. Turns out, he wasn't working alone. That friend, helping him, was real. His name was Kyle, and he used to work in our IT department before he got laid off 6 months ago. Apparently, Dave paid him under the table to help mess with systems from outside. That's when it clicked. The wiped files, the server access, the planted flash drive. Kyle had done the tech stuff, but Dave had the motive. I gave everything to the legal team. Emails. Audio. Metadata trails. Even the Venmo transactions between Dave and Kyle that Sarah somehow pulled from the background of an old screenshot. They called an emergency meeting with senior leadership. No one said what was happening, but word spread fast. Dave walked into the office the next day like it was any other day. Coffee in one hand, phone in the other. Still smiling. 2 security guards were waiting by his desk. They didn't ask questions. They told him to pack up. When he asked why, Lisa handed him a document with a red HR stamp on the corner. He read the first page and turned pale. The smirk dropped off his face like a switch had flipped. Wait, this is a mistake," he shouted. "You're doing this because I have kids." That line again. No one said a word. We all just watched. As they walked him out, he turned to me and snarled. "You think you've won? You're not clean either." He wasn't wrong. Because here's the thing, I had bent the rules a little too. When all this started, I logged into Dave's computer once. Just once. I didn't take anything. I didn't change anything. But I checked his PTO file and confirmed what I already suspected, that he'd lied about his days off. That login wasn't part of the official audit. It wasn't legal. Sarah had scrubbed it from the records to protect me, but that truth stayed with me. I bent the rules because I was tired. I was tired of doing things the right way, while guys like Dave walked all over everyone else. I broke the rules because no one else was stepping up, and it felt like the only way to fight back. But that guilt? It stayed. Even after he was fired. Even after Kyle was tracked down and charged with cybercrimes. Even after I got promoted for exemplary professionalism and proactive problem solving. It didn't feel like a win. Because I saw the damage. Not just to Dave or Kyle, but to the team. Everyone walked on eggshells after that. HR tightened every rule. People stopped talking freely in the break room. The fun was gone. The ease was gone. And me? I got what I wanted. Justice. Or something like it. But it came with a weight I didn't expect. I was the guy who won the war but lost the air around him. Maybe Dave was a parasite. Maybe he tried to ruin me. But I played dirty too. And no matter how clean the paper trail looked in the end, I'll always know, I didn't win because I was better. I won because I struck first. And hardest.